yesterday, it will be the Isle of Man Traditional Music Weekend, and there is stuff going on in various pubs around the island. Lots of lovely music. So I've got Kirsty with me, I've got David with me, Susan, Mary and Paul as well, and they're all going to give me a little bit of information about it. I'm going to come to the ladies in the middle first. So we've got Susan and Mary, and Mary, it's not the first year this has happened, is it, this music weekend?
No, I think it's probably going about 20 years, because it started out as a house party in Laxey with the Knight brothers when they came over, and Andrew Knight had a party in his house and they invited their friends over, and then it became friends of friends and more friends, and there was a lot of friends. So the house party then, and then Andrew was unwell, so we decided to take it to a different level. So we moved it into Douglas out of Laxey, because we started one of the times we started in Laxey, and it was just too big for Laxey. So
too big for Laxey. I mean, that's saying something, isn't it? Oh, I like that. That must have been like the best party ever as well, if it was just growing and growing year on year.
Yeah, that's how it was happening.
Oh, so much fun. Because I think when it comes down to it, Susan, this sort of music is just so much fun, isn't it? And the energy behind trad music and folk music, it is a party, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. It's really, I think it's very exciting, because you don't know who's going to turn up, and you don't know, people are playing together who've not played together before. People will know the kind of core tunes, but you're sort of, it's very dynamic in that way. It just happens, and it's it's unexpected in all sorts of ways. Unexpected things happen musically.
I'm sure they do. You see, so you don't want to miss this next weekend. So how long have you been on the island for?
I've been here 26 years, but I've only really gotten involved in the trad scene in the last 8 or 9 years. I did play trad music before in Ireland, but I hadn't really made the connections here until around then.
And so how did you find it then, the difference between the scene here and the scene back home?
I think it's more concentrated here, in the sense of, there's O'Donnell's, there's the Mitre, there's there's sessions in the Manor, and there's Colby, and I suppose there's a kind of a very distinct scene around all those, and there's particular kind of, and some of them are Manx sessions primarily, but there's a mixture really. So it's lovely really, because it is like a kind of a family, and a community, and you stick around it, because in Ireland, I suppose in Dublin, you could move around a lot of different places. When I was younger, we'd be in different pubs, and you didn't have to stay around the same musicians. So it's really lovely in that sense. I think it's very close community of musicians.
Yeah, it does seem like it. And Mary, is that your kind of experience as well since being here? Did you play back home as well?
No, I only started playing when I came over here.
Nice. So you've only known the Isle of Man trad scene.
No, I played when I was a kid, and then I'd stopped altogether. And I actually met John Caneen.
Oh, the famous John Caneen.
Yeah. And he said, "Oh, there's music over here. You're from Ireland, you must play something." And I said, "Well, I used to play," but he said, "Bring it over." And then I did bring an accordion over, and they said there was a session in Laxey, and when I went there, they'd moved. So it took another while to find out where they'd gone to, but eventually,
Follow the sound of the music and the dancing. That's all you need.
And the singing.
And the singing, exactly, yeah.